Oh my god, seriously, Midas. What's up, guys? Dark Dally here, back at my runway in Villa Verde, and I wanted to do some more rifle testing today. I want to continue my rifle testing on the sniper rifles, where I test the accuracy of the scopes and then the bullet drop at a range of 350 meters. And now we've been running this series, and these are all on a playlist, and not too hard to find the previous ones if you want to. Just go ahead and look for the weapons testing playlist if you want to see previous ones so you know what we're doing here. Basically, 350 meters, we're aiming at this mark, and then I mark where they where they hit on the wall, and I'm comparing all this in a cumulative graphic, which I update every video to include all the other rifles, and it's so we can see the points of where the bullets are dropping to and where they're dropping to after we modify them, and then also that compared to the other rifles. Today's rifle, I decided to do the SR-1. I'm not going in any order. I try to kind of pick which one I'm doing based upon, what people seem to want to see, and I've gotten a few requests for the SR-1, so that's what we're going to do today. Last time we did the MSR, before that the Dragunov, and before that the L115A3. Okay, first let's have a look. I want to look at these scopes. I want to get through this really quickly. Now, one thing I want to say, normally I don't record my videos ahead of time, but as I've mentioned in the past few videos, I'm going on vacation this week, and if you're watching this video now, then when it's published, then I'm currently not here. I am on vacation because I'm actually making this ahead of time. I just want to let you guys know that I'm not going to be here this week when this video is published, and I will try to keep as much content up as I can, but I won't even be around my computer, So here we have the ACOG scope. It's the stock scope. This rifle is totally stock, of course. That's how I always start off. And I just kind of want to get a feel for how it hits with some of these scopes. All right, that's fine. We're just looking to see if any of them hit off-center because, and the reason I do this is because in testing I found so many rifles that do hit off-center with different scopes. Let's try out the TARS 101 on the SR-1. See what we get. And it's very simple. You could question why even do this at all. I mean, isn't it obvious? Not really. I think a lot of people overlook or don't know that their rifle is hitting off center. It's possible. When you consider, let's try the T5XI, which should be dead on. How often do you shoot a target this close, and actually notice the difference? So that's why I like to do this. Whoops. I hate when I do that. Okay, back out of there. SR1 parts. We know the T5XI is good. Let's check out. I'm not using that. We're just going to check out the POSP and the PKS07. We already know the G28 is off. The G28 is off on every rifle. That is a shame. The G28 scope is even off on the G28. It's weird. The crosshair is a little below the bullet hole, and while it's not much, people say, well, it just shoots at the top of the crosshair. That's true, but the farther away you get, the bigger the difference gets. And even at this 350 meters I'm testing today, it's a difference of 2 entire bricks on that wall, which is the same difference as if I'd put an entire different barrel on it. So, yeah, I just wanted to do a little thing on the G28 scope. It's unfortunate. You can still use it. You just got to really remember to adjust for far, far, far less bullet drop because it aims so high above the crosshairs. Okay, so now we're on to the last one, the PKS07. How about that? The SR-1 is actually accurate with all of the scopes. You know what? Let's give it a shot. I highly, highly doubt this is going to work, but let's just try it because I like to try everything. So let's try out the G28. I like the scope. I do, and I use it a lot. I just know to adjust for, for its aim. Yeah, see, it shoots the top of the crosshair. Now, right there, again, it's not much difference. That's a difference of just a couple inches on that wall. But when we're shooting at this wall, from the end of the runway, it's a difference of hitting here versus hitting up here. And that's only 350 meters, A lot of people make shots from far more than that, so, yeah. So, this rifle is accurate with all the scopes that are good. So, we're going to test with the T5XI because that's the one that I always test with. I want to keep it that, nice and level across all my rifle testing. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the T5XI back on. It should be 350 right here. Oh, 1 meter off. Okay, let's go ahead and let's put the T5XI back on. Almost forgot. All right, we're totally stock. What kind of parts can we do? Do we have any? No, it's just barrel. Barrel is going to be the only thing we can do that will affect bullet drop. Suppressor, compensator won't. But only muzzle attachments are only going to affect the time it takes the bullet to travel to the wall, not bullet drop. Magazine won't affect it. Can't change the stock. So all we can do, whoops, is put a long barrel on, and I have a feeling I know how much that's going to, raise it, but let's just go ahead and let's take a sighting shot. Now this was the rifle with the second least amount of bullet drop, right under the M91. The M1891 has the least bullet drop stock of any of the rifles. We're going to see how this fares. Let's go ahead and get our shot in and make sure it's hitting where it should. It should be right at the bottom of the fourth brick down from the top. Okay, let's see where we hit. It did hit a little low. I kind of slopped it on the breath a little bit. My breath was going down when I fired. 1, 2, and so it kind of slung the bullet down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, see, it hit right at the bottom of the fourth brick, and my shot was a little low, but that's where it hits. So let's go ahead and let's do the only thing we can do to this rifle. That will affect bullet drop. Let's go ahead and put that longer barrel on and see what kind of data we get. I'm going to go ahead actually right now while I'm doing this. I'm going to change the barrel. I'm going to put up on screen. I'm going to put the original graphic. So what you're looking at right now, this is the original graphic of where all 11 of the sniper rifles hit when they're stock. Okay, and so you can see that I got the MSR. I'm sorry, I always mix these two up. I got the SR-1 marked on there where it hit today, so we know that is accurate. Let's go ahead and drop on this long barrel. Okay, now I'm predicting this is going to raise it 2 bricks up. I'm predicting this is going to take it, up 2. So it'll be right at the bottom of the second brick down. Let's see. That's what long barrels have been doing thus far. Oh my God, Holt or Midas, really? It might have been just a smidge high, but again, we're looking at a difference of a foot or two, so a couple inches off is not even going to matter. Yeah, that's about where I thought it'd be. I thought it actually might be up here, but that's where we hit. So we hit right at the bottom of the third brick, or right at the top of the third brick down. Okay. Now here, I was going to pop off the graph. I may well pop up my graph. But right here, we can see the improvement that a long barrel does. Now this is at 350 meters. Why 350 meters? It's a good, engagement distance. There's really very few times I don't think there's any shot that you could take in the game that you couldn't take from 350 meters. I don't think there's ever a time you'd be forced to take a shot from farther than this. Necessarily, like maybe 90% of the time. There are some alarms that are way back in a base that might be at 400, but 350 is pretty good distance for engagement. And also on a lot of the rifles, 350 is where you really have to start moving down the mil dots. It's really a good range to measure. And so you see this kind of difference between the barrel at that range. Okay, and so that, I believe, is all the mods that we can put on the SR-1. I mean, it's going to affect the bullet drop. So now we've already measured suppressor speed, or rather the change to bullet velocity when you mount a suppressor. I did that in boy, which one was that? Was that the L115 or the Dragunov video? I can't remember which one it was, but it slowed it down by somewhere between a third and a half. Is how much it slowed down the speed. And that is something that I might want to test with more rifles in the future, but today I'm a little short on time, and I don't want to take up too much of your time either. So let's go ahead and let's just put the graphic up on screen. This is the compilation of all the rifles I tested so far since the initial test. So this graphic right here is showing the L115, the Dragunov, the MSR, and the SR-1. And this is showing, on the right side of the graph, we're showing where they hit originally, and then on the left side we're showing modded, the adjustment to each of them, so you can look at this, compare, and say, okay, if bullet drop is a factor to you, which one has the best gain over its stock configuration, and which one hits where and whatnot. So I hope you guys find this information useful. A lot of you have commented and said that yes, it is very useful, and I get lots of requests, which rifle to do next. I wanted to hit the HTI because I probably have gotten more requests for that than anything else. Aside from the MSR, the reason I haven't done the HTI yet is because it has some irregularities I want to iron out. I have a friend who tests. He does a lot more in-depth testing than I have time to do, and there's some things with the HTI I kind of want to iron out before I put it out there, and we'll get to that. It'll be as upcoming as soon as I can get to it. You know, I also had a lot of requests for the G28, and that one's probably coming up soon too. The M40. You know what? There's really people. There's only 11 sniper rifles in this game, and there's people who are big fans of every one of them. So I get requests for all of them. I'll try to hit what I can. All right, guys. So I hope you found this video helpful. These are always fun to make and it's fun to do. But all right, guys. So it's been a real pleasure. My name is Dark Dally, and I will catch you all next time.